In this video, we are sharing the top 10 Mexican Riviera cruise mistakes to avoid. These are the mistakes that can make your cruise feel more rushed, more tiring, more confusing, and more expensive than it needs to be.
A Mexican Riviera cruise can be a wonderful vacation, especially if you're sailing from California and visiting ports like Cabo San Lucas, Catalina Island, Ensenada, Puerto Vallarta, and Mazatlán.
And we are looking at this through the lens of cruising after 50, where comfort, pacing, planning, and avoiding unnecessary stress really matter.
All right, so let's get into the top 10 Mexican cruise mistakes to avoid. Hi everyone, I'm Pat.
And I'm Kathy.
And we are Calm Sea Cruise.
The first mistake is underestimating the itinerary because it feels too easy. A Mexican Riviera cruise can sound simple. You leave from California, sail down the coast, visit a few ports, enjoy some sea days, and come back. A better approach is to look at the itinerary before you go and decide what kind of cruise you want. Do you want active port days? Do you want relaxed port days? Do you want to stay on board in one port? Do you want beach time, food, shopping, sightseeing, or just ocean views?
That matters because every port has a different feel. Cabo may be scenic and busy. Catalina may be charming but involve hills, rentals, and tendering. Ensenada may be easy to overlook, but it can be enjoyable if you choose the right plan. All right, the second big mistake is a really big one, and that's playing passport roulette.
That means waiting too long to check your travel documents or assuming you know the rules without confirming them.
For some closed-loop cruises from the United States, certain U.S. citizens may be able to sail with a certified birth certificate and a government-issued photo ID, depending on the cruise line and the sailing. But do not assume that applies to everyone.
Always check your cruise line's requirements for your exact cruise. Look at your documents early, not the night before.
Yeah, check the expiration date on your passport. It needs to be valid for 6 months after you come back. Make sure the names on your reservation matches your identification.
Yes.
For cruising after 50, this is about lowering stress before the vacation even begins. Documentation is not exciting, but it is one of the most important parts of your trip. The third mistake is cutting embarkation travel timing too close.
This is a big one for cruises leaving from Southern California. Depending on your cruise line, you may be leaving from San Pedro or Long Beach. Those are not the same terminal.
If you type in a general cruise port address and do not check your actual cruise document, you could end up in the wrong place. That is not a calm way to start your vacation.
Always use the terminal information from your cruise line. Check your boarding documents, your cruise app, and any last-minute emails before you leave.
The other part is timing. If you are flying in the same day, driving from a distance, or using rideshare, build in extra time. Southern California traffic can change very quickly.
Yes, and airports are not all the same distance from the port. Los Angeles, Long Beach, Burbank, Orange County, and Ontario can all sound possible, but the drive time can vary a lot depending on traffic.
If you're driving, allow time for traffic, luggage drop-off, parking, security, check-in, and getting settled once you're on board. Mistake number 4 is packing for only one microclimate.
This is such an easy mistake on a Mexican Riviera cruise. People hear Mexico and think hot weather the entire time.
But leaving from California can be sort of cool and really cold. Sea days can be breezy, the ship can feel chilly inside, ports can be sunny and warm, and evenings on deck may feel very different from afternoons in port.
So if you only pack for hot weather, you may be cold in the dining room, theater, lounges, or outside at night.
And if you only pack heavier clothes, you may be uncomfortable walking around in Cabo, Ensenada, Catalina, or other warmer ports.
The better plan is layer. Bring a light jacket or sweater. Bring comfortable clothes for port days. Bring comfortable walking shoes. Bring sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat.
The fifth mistake is misjudging the logistics of tender ports. This matters because you're going to have a few of them. Cabo San Lucas is a tender port. Catalina is a tender port. Tendering means the ship anchors offshore and guests take a smaller boat from the ship to the land. It can be very manageable, but it also adds extra time and extra steps.
The mistake is treating a tender port like a docked port. If the itinerary says the ship arrives at 8, that does not mean every guest will be standing on land at 8:05.
No. The ship has to be cleared. The tender ports have to begin running. There may be group numbers, tender tickets, shore excursion priority, or suite and loyalty priority, depending on the cruise line.
So if you booked an independent tour, do not schedule it too close to the ship's arrival time. Give yourself breathing room.
Yeah, also pay close attention to the last tender time back to the ship. This is not the time to start walking back from far away. That is the time you need to already be returned.
For cruising after 50, tendering also means thinking about balance and mobility. There may be steps, ramps, handrails, and movement between the ship and tender boat.
Take your time. Use the handrails. Let the crew help you. Wear secure shoes and do not feel rushed by the people behind you.
The mistake is forgetting that tendering adds time, motion, and planning. The better plan is to understand the process, give yourself a cushion, and return earlier than you think you need to.
All right, the next mistake is overscheduling your big port days.
This is where Cabo, Catalina, and Ensenada can all catch people in different ways.
In Cabo, the mistake is trying to do everything. A boat ride at El Arco, beach time, shopping, lunch, marina walk, and maybe a resort day. That can run in and turn into a beautiful day, but a very rushed checklist.
Cabo is usually better when you pick one main priority. If El Arco is the goal, build around that. If the beach is the goal, focus on that. If you want lunch and a marina walk, keep the day simple.
In Catalina, the mistake is assuming it requires no planning because, it's in California. But rentals, tours, hills, walking distance, and tender lines can all affect your day.
If you want a golf cart, bike tour, or a specific activity, research it ahead of time. Do not assume everything will be available the moment you step off the tender.
And bring some cash because it might not accept a credit card.
Yes.
In Ensenada, the mistake is the opposite. Some people dismiss it as too quickly and make no plans at all. Then they get off the ship, feel unsure, and go back on board without really giving the port a chance.
Ensenada can be a good day if you choose what fits you. Maybe that is a food stop, wine country, shopping, a short walk, or a quiet day on board.
For cruising after 50, the key is not doing the most. The key is choosing a day that matches your energy, interests, and comfort level.
Also pay attention to heat, walking distance, shade, restrooms, and how far you are from the ship or tender areas.
The mistake is trying to make every port a full-day adventure. The better plan is to choose one main focus, leave time for breaks, and enjoy the port without rushing through it. All right, mistake number 7 is losing track of ship time and the digital settings.
This is one of those mistakes that can create real stress.
Yeah.
Your phone may change time automatically, or it may not. The ship may change time, or it may stay on one time.
The time that matters for getting back on board is ship time. No other time matters, it's just ship time. Not your phone's guess, not a local time from a random clock, ship time.
Before you leave the ship, check the daily schedule cruise app, gangway sign, or announcements for the all aboard time. Take a photo if there is a sign posted.
And set an alarm for when you need to start heading back. Not for the exact all aboard time. If all aboard is 4:30, you do not want to start your first reminder at 4:30. All right, mistake number 8 is booking excursions without reading the physical activity fine point.
Excursion titles can sound wonderful. Scenic tour, beach escape, city highlights, wine country experience, adventure cruise, but the title does not tell you everything.
You need to read the full description. Look at the length of the tour, look at the walking level, look for stairs, hills, uneven ground, sands, boats, buses, standing time, and how much shade is available.
Also, check restroom availability, meal details, free time, and how long you will be in transportation. A 4-hour tour might sound easy until you realize a lot of the time is standing in the sun or riding in a van.
Yeah, this is especially important when cruising after 50. Not because people over 50 cannot do active excursions. Many can and many do, but you want to choose the activity level on purpose. The mistake is letting the excursion title make the decision. The better plan is to read the details and ask, does this excursion fit what we want to do that day? Now, the 9th mistake is forgetting about those little extras.
Your cruise fare may be paid, but that does not mean the whole trip is paid.
No, exactly. On a Mexican Riviera cruise, there can still be extra costs for gratuities, drinks, specialty dining, Wi-Fi, shore excursions, photos, spa services, casino, coffee, souvenirs, rideshare, parking, and tips in a port.
That's a lot.
I know.
And it is not always one big charge that surprises people. It is usually the small things that add up.
Yeah, especially coffee here, a drink there, a souvenir in the port, rideshare from the airport, a snack or lunch off the ship, a tour tip, a photo package. Before you know it, the cruise costs more than you expected.
The better plan is to create a realistic budget before you go.
The mistake is only thinking about the cruise fare. The better plan is to budget for the full trip, including onboard extras, transportation, port spending, and just a little cushion.
That way you can enjoy the cruise without being surprised by the final bill.
All right, our final mistake is treating debarkation morning like a casual afterthought.
Debarkation is not the fun part of the cruise, but is still part of the trip.
The mistake is waiting until the last night to figure out the luggage, breakfast, transportation, flight times, parking, documents, and what you need to carry off the ship.
Decide whether you are doing self-assist with your own luggage or putting your bags out the night before.
If you put your bags out, keep a carry-on bag with clothes for the morning, shoes, medication, travel documents, chargers, glasses, toiletries, and your valuables. Also think about breakfast. If you need coffee or tea or something to eat before you're leaving, know what your plan is and where you're going to go. Do not assume the last morning will feel calm. Cruisers after 50, debarkation day can be one of the most tiring parts of the cruise, so it helps to have a simple plan.
The mistake is acting like the cruise ends when you pack. The better plan is to treat debarkation like a travel day and prepare before the final morning. Those are our top 10 Mexican Riviera cruise mistakes to avoid. The biggest takeaway is that a Mexican Riviera cruise can feel easy, but it still deserves a little planning. The best cruise is the one that feels right for you.
We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Now tell us if you have done a Mexican Riviera cruise. What port did you enjoy the most? And what mistakes would you tell other cruisers to avoid? If you found this video helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up. That helps our channel and it helps other cruisers find this video. And if you enjoy cruise tip, ports guide, ship tours, and real cruise experiences for cruising after 50, please subscribe to Calm Sea Cruise. Now, thanks for watching. We hope your next cruise is smooth, relaxing, and filled with calm seas. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.